that definitely revitalized him and gave him like a degree of coolness, right? That this grunge god had, covered this song for their Unplugged album.
To those kids, he wasn't seen as very cool at that time. Now he's just kind of universally seen as cool. He's entered the canon, sort of, but it was a little more out there to cover Bowie, I guess, when Nirvana did it for Unplugged. Now it's just expected that you'll cover Bowie, right?
It feels like it, right? But yeah, in the 90s, I guess, if you're looking at the stuff he did just recently, it wasn't really much of no. I mean, there are gems within there, but it wasn't like a Let's Dance level commercial excitement, and it wasn't like the critical excitement of like the Berlin Trilogy or Scary Monsters. Like, it was none of that level. And so I think people were gauging him based upon like the recent items and not really, and maybe thinking about like his iconic past in the early 70s. But I don't know, I guess even his movie career wasn't that great. Like, Labyrinth flopped. Like, we don't think about that now, but it was a critical and commercial flop.
That's fucked up, because I only know it now as the kind of classic status.
Yeah, like it really, I think it kind of broke Jim Henson's heart that it wasn't as successful as he thought, it would be or deserved to be. So people, yeah, I mean, there just wasn't.
Did not respect it.
Personally, like in his personal life, he was really thriving. Like, he was married. He was
marrying Amon. He was doing great.
Yeah. Like, he was clean, sober, probably.
Yeah, like he was just winning left and right.
And he always handsome. So
sure.
That didn't change. But yeah, so personally, he was doing very well. And so one outside, say it right. One outside. The Nathan Adler Diaries, A Hypercycle.
This is too many. I'm down for the number one. Mm-hmm. I'm down for the subtitle, The Nathan Adler Diaries. I don't know about a subtitle. I don't know if you're allowed to have that many titles in addition to a numeral in front of it.
How long is Fiona Apple's Win the Pawn?
That's a poem.
So
that's just one title. There's no subs. So your argument's been destroyed. Just a poem.
It's just really long. It's just a mouthful. That's all. And I love it. But
I used to be able to recite back when we did that podcast. I think I could recite it almost. Anyway, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, the outside is a mouthful indeed. Mm-hmm. What is a hypercycle though? That's what I was kind of wondering. What's a hypercycle?
Yeah, well, I'm going to have a clip where Bowie explains the album, and it's interesting.
Thank God someone's going to explain it to me. It's kind of like, I heard he was inspired by Twin Peaks, and it's like, oh, great. I didn't fucking understand Twin Peaks either.
No one understands anything that David Lynch makes, and if they tell you they do, they're lying to you.
And listeners out there who are like, I get it. I understand it. I'm kind of a himbo. That's
contact us and explain it to us then.
It's a known thing, all right? I'm the himbo, the lovable himbo of the show. That's why Jess does the research anyway.
And you shouldn't trust my research because I'm a bimbo. So really,
no.
This is just awful. It's an awful combination.
Bimbo, if you didn't know, is the female version of himbo.
Okay, so this album was released September 26, 1995. By the way, that's after his tour with Nine Inch Nails started. That's kind of significant because their tour started like 2 weeks earlier. It was September 14th.
So the tour was kind of to promote Outside, but they started before it even dropped.
Yeah.
But probably Heart's Filthy Lesson was already
Heart's Filthy Lesson, the single,
was probably on the radio.
September 11th, 95. So yes.
September 11th? Mm-hmm.
You know where I was on September 11th of 1995?
Where were you on September 11th?
On my way to go see Bush with Hum and the Toadies at the Shrine Mosque. It was my first rock concert.
That's insane. Uh-huh. Bush with Hum and the Toadies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see Bush multiple times in Springfield?
Twice.
I can't believe that Bush came to Springfield multiple times.
I think they still come.
No, they do not. People have learned better than to come to Springfield by this point.
I think
there's too many bad stories in the music industry.
I mean, Marilyn Manson was here just like 4 years ago or something, 5 years ago.
Yeah, true. But I mean, he's doing a different, at the time he was doing a different sort of circuit. Anyway, the Shrine Mosque. Look it up. Fucked up place.
Nine Inch Nails played there.
Man, I would love to have been there. I was a baby though.
I was like 12, yeah.
I was 10.
But here I was 13 and I was ready to rock.
13 is pretty young for a rock concert.
My mom would only let me go if a parent took us, and I was like, well, why don't you take me? Because you took Monica to go see like White Snake and Glass Tiger and shit. And my mom was like, because I'm an old fat lady. So I had to beg, like my best friend Erica begged her mom and dad, and her dad finally agreed to take us. And he was the one that showed up, and I didn't know if he was like a dad trying really hard to impress or be cool.
Probably.
Or if he really was like a biker dad. So it was very confusing to me because I didn't have a dad, so I wasn't around dads. I didn't know that there could be cool dads. Dads I knew were like Danny Tanner. They didn't look like, because I had TV dads, not real dads.
I think at that time in the 90s, every dad thought you had to dress up like a biker to go to a rock show.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like, all right, leather jacket, shades, check.
Anyway, yeah. So the single Heart's Filthy Lesson had been out. So I guess at least fans could have a taste of it, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah. But the album itself didn't drop for a couple weeks after it came out, or after the tour started. So I'm going to have Bowie tell you what this album is about. All
right, let Bowie tell it.
I will. So this is from an episode of 120 Minutes, hosted by Louis Largent.
Jessica's favorite show.
I wasn't watching it at this point, and I wish I had been. I don't think my mom allowed me to stay up that late on Sundays yet.
There was something your mom didn't allow you to do?
Yeah. There were some things. She tried at least, and then eventually she just gave up because she realized that I was just going to my room and like listening to music until 2 or 3 in the morning anyway, so it didn't matter.
I was listening to music late in my room on my little boombox, but nobody had to know that. Not until 2 or 3. Good Lord.
So this 120 Minutes episode was actually recorded, I believe, the night of their first show in Hartford, Connecticut.
Oh.
So he interviews both Bowie and Reznor together, and then he gets Bowie alone.
To talk shit on Trent?
Yeah, they're going to talk shit on Trent. He's like, dude, spill the tea.
Bowie, what's tea?